Okay, Libra, this is going to be a general reading for you guys for this upcoming week. And sorry, let me just... Okay. All right, so I am going to start off with the Spirit Animal Oracle here. Okay, it's Wolf, Pathfinder. Release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. Okay. There you go. Okay, and I'm using just this tarot deck, which is, I just call it the traditional tarot deck. Really, that lots of people use. I usually don't use it for the weekly readings, but I'm using it this week. So, for Libra. And if you guys like this at the end, if you want to give it a like, that would be cool. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing, I'd appreciate it. And some of you might know, especially if you watch my channel, that every sign has a power color, and yours is pink. Okay. So you have fire, earth, air, and water here. The signs that stand out the most are Aries and Cancer. Okay, I'm just looking at the cards here for a minute. Okay, so you have a couple fours and you have a couple sixes. The number 4 is about stability and foundations and leaps of faith. And the number 6 is about hearts and healing and cooperation also. Okay, so you start off here with the Emperor. So with the Emperor here, this is about structure, discipline, and power and leadership and stability. And it shows that energies are favorable for a stable path, in case you were wondering. And the Emperor doesn't doubt his authority. So this just lets you know also, don't doubt yourself. It just kind of reminds us too, when you get the Emperor, it's kind of like time to step up and take charge. Next here you have the 6 of Pentacles. And that is a gift. It can be a material gain that's unexpected. And it can also be paying off a debt or receiving a pay raise. But it is about more about like sharing your wealth or your time with others. And it does show that you're sensitive to the needs of others also. Okay, next up you have the Knight of Swords. Sorry, I have a vent right here, and the heat, when it kicks on, it's a little loud, so I'm trying to cover it up here. Okay, so with the Knight of Swords here, this is events that move with great speed, and it can be sudden or unexpected changes, but it does show that you're driven and focused and have courage and determination. But it does say don't let your strong will cloud your judgment. Next, you have the Four of Pentacles here. So that is about managing your resources wisely and protecting them. And it can also represent holding on a bit too tightly. And can also represent people who don't like to share. So, you know, kind of like holding on to your resources tightly and not sharing. And it does say, too, don't let power or greed corrupt you, for some of you. But it does show that you make smart business decisions. Some of you can be a little possessive also at times, it shows. But, all right, next here, you have the Six of Cups. So with this is about, usually about, like, some of you may be thinking, or maybe you're going to be starting to think about ways to simplify your life. You could be thinking about things from childhood, like, you know, old dreams or old plans that you had. Maybe it can be kind of like a desire to return to the good old days. And some people say that this can represent somebody from your past coming back also. I'm not sure. You know, I've said it a few times here during the recordings, but when I look at the card and feel the card, I don't know if I necessarily get that anymore. I mean, it can be one of the meanings of the cards, but I don't know if it's a true meaning of the card. I guess if you guys watching this, if anybody from your past comes back around, you can comment and let me know. All right, next here is the Chariot. So with the Chariot here, this shows it shows self-control, like self-mastery. It's kind of like it's a card of victory and achievements, and it's about determination, drive, and stamina. And so therefore there would be victory if you know, determination, drive, stamina. And it says to plan for success and to stay focused. And some of you too, it could represent public recognition. So you might be recognized for something here. Next here is the Ten of Wands. So that can be about working too hard or too many hours. And some of you may be feeling overburdened or under pressure. But the card calls for some balance. And you don't want to work too hard or too many hours, because that can lead to stress. You know, and stress can lead to health problems. So you just want to make sure to find some balance. It does show that you can, either it shows it or it's advising that to put life experiences to work. Can also represent maybe you've been putting in too much work into a situation, and looks like it's tiring you out. Again, try to find some balance. And by the way, I don't know if I said it, but the Chariot for some can represent travel or relocation also. Next here you have the Ace of Cups. And that can be new emotional experiences. So, looks like for some of you, there's going to be emotional happiness if there's not already. And it can also represent a new home. So for some of you, you may be getting a new home. And represent psychic abilities also, which everyone has, but in my opinion at least, it's just some, I think, tune into it more. But it's also, it's a chance to start over for some of you. Next here you have the Nine of Cups. And with this card, it's a great card to end up with because it says that wishes come true. It's good fortune, happiness, good news, accomplishments, security. It's also a card of sensual pleasures. So you have nice cards here, your two last cards here that come out. And I'm going to pull, this week I'm doing a tarot, so I'm using my Chinese deck here and just pulling an extra tarot card. I like to do it just to see if I get any, like doubles, anything coming out again, which then would, you know, just verify it a little more. But this is a Knave of Pentacles. So with this is also, it says good news about like your money or your career. It's promotions, scholarships for some of you. And it could be like a student pursuing a new course of study. But it is good news. For some of you, it can be hands-on training. Alright guys, again, if you like this, if you want to give it a like, that would be cool. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing, I would appreciate it. Alright you guys, thanks a lot.